In this video, I'm giving you all the secrets for my Nissan GTR rear custom side markers. Check it out. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to FlyRyde. It's 2019. The whole year is gonna be completely different. I'm pumped about it. I got a lot more to tell you at the end of the video, so make sure to hang in and comment if you do. Okay, so here's what we're building. This is going to be the end result, and this is gonna work the same on a JDM unit as it is on a Redlands US spec side marker. Either way, it's kind of easier with the JDM because there's nothing in there to have to remove, no wires or anything. So all the wiring come out of this is only there because I put it there. So check this out. I want to show the couple different modes. So this is the running light. That's just gonna be if the car's driving around at nighttime, it'll just normally look like that. It's not blinding bright, and it'll actually be on the car this way. And then when you hit the brakes, side markers will actually get much brighter. That is a really, really bright light. I don't even know if that's necessarily a good idea for people to the side of you just to know that you're braking, because it's like right in their face. But this is good for those people because it's got a turn signal mode that's even brighter than that super bright brake light. And if you notice, this would be like if the brakes were on and you hit the turn signal. So it gets even brighter than the brakes, but in between those flashes, it goes back to the brightness of running light mode. Now that we know what we're building, let's talk about how to build it. What I did when I opened up the side marker is I masked off all of this area around here, the channel where the sealant is at, so that I could just shoot these things down in black. Now, it doesn't really matter what kind of black it is on the inside because under the lens, it's gonna look a lot different than it does if you're just seeing the bare part. But what we wanna do at this point is I drilled a hole in the bottom as well as a couple little mounting point holes. And I did that by first making a little jig. So this guy right here, I just laid on in place, and then it shows me exactly where I need to make those holes, which is good because I had to do 3 sets of these all at once. And so right now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna push the connector from the light strip through this hole and out the bottom, and then I'm gonna have the anchors that hold it into place slide through right here. So let's prep the board right now, which as you'll see is gonna be too long for this, which is a very weird thing that's gonna happen next.
All night long, yeah. We dance with our razor tongues and all day long.
So oddly enough, we are able to cut this circuit board, and I know that right in between these 2 little lines right here is where I need to cut. And before I do, we should probably check to make sure it works before and after. So let's do that.
Love on delay, push play, let it roll and take you away. Love for a day, replay. We don't care about what they say, and I go on, nah, nah. And you go on, nah, nah. No love on a holiday. 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 All night long. We're running too fast on fumes and all day long, yeah. Lying around with our favorite tune, slumber away, inhale, exhale, dreaming about summer nights with you, sweeter escape, dream wide awake, yeah.
Okay, so finally I just have to push. That's why this hole's so big. I'm gonna push this little connector right through it so that I don't have to unwire and rewire anything. So it just pushes right through, and then these, like I said before, are gonna go into those little pre-drilled pilot holes, and all the holes were drilled before painting the actual part, which means that we're not scratching anything up or, I don't know, just making the part ugly at any point. So I'm checking that they fit. Everything looks good. And then the last step is we're gonna put some double-sided tape on the bottom side of this. So get that ready. I'm gonna cut it to the exact length that I need. And there we go. And because of the solder right here, it doesn't want to sit perfectly flat. So I'm actually going to hit that with the soldering iron and then just duct right in. Perfect. Now on the bottom side, you can see the little anchors that we put. There's one right here and there's one right there. Those just have to be bent down so that they hold and bite into the plastic. And then we're gonna put some rubber butyl over those holes to seal everything off. And then last, we're just gonna plug them back in for a final test. Make sure everything's working, and then we're gonna add our extra sealant and stick them in the oven. Whew. There's the brakes, turn signal, and running light mode. Everything's working perfect. Again, for any kind of sealing of headlights, whether it's a domestic or an import, doesn't really matter. I like to reseal everything with rubber butyl. So easiest way to get that is in a box. It's called retro rubber. It's from Morimoto. It's a product that we carry on the website. You can get these things in big giant blocks from overseas if you have a machine like mine, which probably nobody really does because it's a really weird machine to have. I love that thing. It's way faster than using this. But in this case, I won't use it because it has black sealant in there, and retro rubber is available in black and in gray. So in this case, the original sealant is gray. I want this to mix with the original sealant because it's the same stuff. I don't want it to look ugly. I've had customers with GTRs freak out when they saw a blend between black sealant and gray. Even though it's the same thing, they're like racist against gray sealant or black sealant. I don't know, they're bad thinking. Anyway, let's just take this thing out. I'm only gonna use a little section, and I don't wanna use too much because it's not gonna want to lay down flat, and we'll have a hard time actually sealing these things. So as I work it, I'm gonna stretch it out to thin it, and I'm gonna push it into place on the whole perimeter of the side marker. After that, it's all about the oven. The heat of the oven is gonna make everything kind of liquefy a bit, squish down to all the places that it needs to, and it'll perfectly reseal these lights. So when you're resealing, you got to make sure all these little tabs get seated right back where they were before. And that's kind of hard sometimes because you've got all this extra sealant in there. And so like these ones, they're kind of sitting on top of the tab. So you got to push down really hard, get that tab to sit right on the other side of it, or at least as close as it can be. And there's little things, little imperfections that can happen when you're actually sealing it up, such as little scratches on the side, but you'll never ever see that. This is all you're gonna be able to see on the actual car. So keep that in mind. This is the effect right here. See, from that angle, it looks like it's really all white. It's got that whole clear reflector look. And then you go down at this angle and you're seeing through because it's not reflecting the light back at you. So that looks really good, especially on a darker car. And you can tint these as well, especially as bright as they get in this mode right here. That's brake light. So that's crazy bright. So something to think about. If you intend on doing any kind of a tint, then you can hook these things up so that running light mode is actually being powered by the brake setting. So it's brighter. Because what's gonna happen is it's gonna be blocked. That light output is gonna be blocked down and dimmed a bit by the actual coating. So if this were to be completely blacked out, where light can still shine through it, but it's much, much darker and tinted, then you can run it in the brighter mode and hook that up to the running light on the car. So now running lights are gonna be really, really bright, and then you can hook up that yellow wire that's only supposed to get power with the turn signal, hook that up to the turn signal, and now it's gonna overpower that regular mode, and it'll look cool. You know, I think it'll definitely be more pronounced, especially because in between blinks, if they're tinted, it's gonna really almost blacken up because that tint is gonna take away that even modest light. This just might not show up quite as visible as you'd want it to if the lights are tinted. If they're not, this is a great mode to keep it in. So there you go. All right, so I'm giving up all the secrets. I'm showing you how to do the things that I've been doing for years, and I'm not gonna be able to continue. Got a very busy year ahead of me, and I'm just excited. We got about 5,000 new subscribers on the channel just in the month of December alone. So thank you guys so much if you're new to the channel. If you are not, consider subscribing. I mean, I'm gonna try to give you as much value as I possibly can in every single video, so I wanna show you all the behind the scenes stuff. Now, this video was all about a GTR, but you can totally take anything that I showed you and put that on any domestic, exotic, import. Doesn't really matter if it's a Nissan, Toyota, they're all the same, right? You can just take the same technology, take those little Diode Dynamics strips, cut them, put them wherever you want them. They're just not waterproof, so make sure that they're in a sealed housing. If you plan to take some action and use this video and just, I don't know, go do something cool on your car, tell me about it right below in the comments right down here. Let me know how you're gonna use it, and if you will, share some videos, some pictures with me on Instagram. I really wanna start showing your stuff that you've created with what you've learned from the FlyRyde channel. So that's kind of what I want Instagram to start being, a lot less about my work and a lot more about yours. However I've been of any value to you, just let me know. I'd love to hear about that. That's what keeps me making these videos. So you guys rock. If you haven't, smash that like button, 2019 style. Just, I don't know, let's blow this thing up bigger. I want January to be bigger than December. Whew, and that's a pretty big order for me. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.